of Supervisors is back from their recess of closed session, and nothing to report. I'd like to invite Mr. Parker to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Parker. Next item, we have the April 15th board meeting minutes. Do we have any desire to take an action on the minutes of April 15th? Okay, hearing none, we'll continue those till the next meeting. Consent calendar, item 5. To the clerk, have we established proper notice?
Yes.
Okay. And to the board, items to be pulled from consent calendar? Do we have any items to pull from consent calendar? Supervisor Delbar.
Mr. Chairman, items number 4 and 6.
4. Items 4 and 6 to be pulled. For discussion or questions?
One on questions, one for discussion.
Okay, how about let's take up the one on questions.
Well, that would be number 6, Mr. Chairman, and the agenda summary is very short. It's one page with a bunch of numbers on it, but doesn't tell me what any of those bills are. And I'm not necessarily looking for all the text for the bills, but at least a summary of what each bill does before I can say yay or nay to them.
I'm sure we have a Excel spreadsheet I think the committee looked at. I'll get a copy from Paul Kaler for you.
Thank you.
Supervisor, how about if I go to one of the members of the committee? Would that be all right?
Oh, that's fine. I just
Yeah, just to
this is
concur.
for today, but then also in the future, it's nice to know what we're opposing or
Absolutely.
supporting.
No, I totally support that. Through the chair, Mr. Kaler mentioned these in generalities at our last meeting, and there absolutely is a spreadsheet, and I think he can be here to elaborate on that, so I concur.
Okay. Mr. CEO.
After consultation with County Council, we would like to withdraw item number 9 having to do with the emergency proclamation. Just withdraw that item. We're having further discussions with council regarding that.
Okay. So we will not be acting on item 9. And let's go back to item 6, Mr. Kaler. There's some questions, I guess, in regards to the general government recommendations on positions of state legislative matters.
Okay.
Supervisor Delbar?
Well, as I stated, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bills we're being asked to support or oppose, and other than the bill number and the author, I have no information.
Oh, okay. Well, if it says on the agenda item, and we were trying to do this without using so much paper, that the watch list with hyperlinks to each one of the specific bill languages is on the internet. And so if the board wants me to provide the specific bills, I can print those out and put in the packet. But what I was trying to do was to provide the information through the county's website. If you go to the county's website under the chief executive's office, under the legislative program, it shows the watch list, and then each one of the bill numbers that we're watching has a hyperlink that takes you right to the leginfo.com site. So in the future, I have no problem. I could easily, when we take positions on bills, print them out for you and put them in the packet.
I guess, Mr. Kaler, I'm not looking for 10-page synopsis of each bill, just maybe a paragraph or two of the executive summary. But at 10 o'clock at night when I'm sitting in my living room reading the packet, I don't necessarily have a hyperlink to Sacramento.
I understand.
That would help me at least have an understanding of what this is. I trust my committee members, but I just like to know when someone says, hey, you opposed, AB 1234, I at least know what the heck 1234 is.
I understand. I was just trying to make ourselves a little bit more high-tech, but I can understand that there would be problems with that, and we'll do I will write a blurb.
Thank
You
you.
bet.
Yeah,
Supervisor.
as a member of that committee, I think here that I share Supervisor Delbar's concern here. The committee had no intention of cutting back on materials. I think we can save paper a lot of places in this operation. Keeping out a page or two on the legislative agenda here probably is not helpful. So, like Supervisor Delbar, I'm not going to be hyperlinking at even 6 o'clock in the evening on any given Monday night.
I'm impressed you even have that word in your vocabulary, Dave.
Thank you. You know, some of us are current. We take special courses.
Supervisor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Kaler, I think a good start, and maybe this would even be adequate, with just the spreadsheet we had in the committee. You gave the committee information in terms of the watch that you've been doing, how it's gotten on the watch list, and how through the committee process you recommended it move from, in most cases, to a support and in one case an opposed position. So I think that you've done that before in chambers. I mean, even either, and providing that to the board ahead of time in the packet, and then just walking us through like you did, and then I think we could have a brief board discussion, and that would probably cover it. Just the spreadsheet that you've already created would probably get us.
Well, I'm
there.
I'm hearing that the supervisors want a little bit more than just a spreadsheet, because if you go through the internet and go to the spreadsheet, it shows the bill number, it gives a title, right? It talks about recent action, but if you're looking for a digest of the bill in one paragraph, that's not provided. What's provided is the hyperlink that takes you to the LegInfo site, that then gives you all the digest information. So if you want me in the future to provide a digest, then I'll just start typing up one paragraph descriptions of each bill that we're doing a recommendation on, and making sure it's included in your packet.
But I think in addition, the spreadsheet that we were using as sort of a working document is a good brief piece, if depending on each board member may want to go into it more or less, depending, but at least that spreadsheet that we've used before will kind of, and you've, I think, done some very good discussion with us here before and saying, this is who supports the bill, this is who opposes it, this is what we've done thus far. We've talked with our legislative advocate in Sacramento. We now are recommending a support position. There have been these modifications. We recommend moving it from watch to support. So I think that is sort of the quick version, and then the hyperlinks or the digests with specific bill information will give any board member that wants to the additional information. So I think that spreadsheet that we used as a working document in the committee would be useful for the board.
That's not a working document. That document is available to the board members and the public at any time.
Understood, but if it just would be in the packet for us, I think that'd be useful.
Very well.
Okay.
So digest as well as the updated watch lists. Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Any other questions from the board on this item? Okay. Those answers being brought forward, the consent calendar, we have item 4 pulled, item 9 withdrawn. What's the action on the board, from the board, on the remaining items?
To approve.
Move to approve. Do we hear a second?
Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent calendar with items 4 pulled for later discussion and item 9 withdrawn. Any discussion to the motion? Okay. All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Okay, passes unanimously. We'll bring up item 4,